It's October again, my absolutely favorite month. Leaves turn yellow and red. The weather gets cold, rainy, mysterious. This month culminates in my favorite holiday, which is Halloween, probably the only holiday that I can genuinely enjoy. And Hollywood always pours a lot of different horror movies into theaters, hoping to make some good money out of Halloween hype. And one of the movies released this October is Five Nights at Freddy's, an adaptation of a very popular indie horror game released in 2014. I was in middle school back then. I have not played the game myself, but I watched my classmates playing and also saw some videos on YouTube. So I am more or less familiar with this franchise and was pretty curious about watching the adaptation, which was in production allegedly for 8 long years. So, about the movie. The main character is a guy named Mike Schmidt. He has to take care of his autistic little sister named Abby. He himself is suffering from severe anger issues. He easily loses control and can easily attack people. As a result, Mike keeps losing one job after another. After being fired from the mall, he turns to a job counselor who has only one option for him. Work as a security guard at the abandoned 80s pizza restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza at night. Mike initially declines the job opportunity because he cannot work at night and with his sister. But Mike's aunt threatens to take Abby from him through social services, so he has to accept the job and become a security guard. When Mike starts working, he realizes that something is strange at the abandoned pizza place. This movie left a pretty strange impression, to be honest. The number one problem for me is tonal inconsistency. What do I mean by saying that? On one hand, this movie tries to be pretty harmless PG-13 fun that 12, 13, 14 years old kids and even younger ones can watch without getting too scared. On the other hand, however, there is blood, there are stabbings, there is body horror, there is a woman literally getting cut in half, there are dead and mutilated bodies. There is nothing overtly gory though, so this movie barely gets away with PG-13. Is this movie actually a good scare? In middle school I was creeped out by watching gameplay. Now watching VHS tapes can easily creep me out. This movie, however, is absolutely tame. There are a couple of decent screamers, I can't take it from the movie. The first moment with Foxy in a dark corridor was probably the creepiest moment in the movie. I really loved that episode. Also the moment when Chica and Freddy are staring at the camera is pretty creepy as well. The movie has a dark, mysterious vibe for the first 40 minutes or so, but then lore kicks in and all the vibe just evaporates. Especially after Abby starts talking to animatronics. I expected more scenes like animatronics staring into the camera. I expected to see animatronics walking, making some creepy sounds. It is all in the movie, just not enough in my opinion. Again, it feels like the movie tries to play a very safe card. Didn't work in my opinion. The final reveal about the serial killer is pretty laughable in my opinion. I do think it would have been so much better if the main villain didn't talk at all. The costume is great, the soundtrack is great, the build up, tension, and then Maniac starts speaking. As if it wasn't enough, he removes his costume's head and reveals his face. I wish they didn't do this, could have easily been a really good scene. But no. We don't even see Mike fighting animatronics. In one scene Foxy attacks Mike, then the whole scene fades to black and Mike wakes up at the police station with a wound and that's it. Pretty disappointing. Now more positive things. Josh Hutcherson is really good. I haven't seen him in a very long time. Last time I saw him was in the final Hunger Games movie, but it was almost 8 years ago. It's really nice to see him again in a mainstream movie. And I like that his character has real depth and has to overcome challenges of life. It makes Mike a very sympathetic character. The movie is surprisingly very character focused. Mike lost his brother who was kidnapped when he was a child. Mike can't remember who exactly kidnapped his brother, but he believes that he can remember in his dream. Finding the kidnapper of his brother is Mike's sole life goal. This is what messed his mental health so much. The story is character driven and it might repel potentially a certain percentage of viewers, but I enjoyed all the scene with Mike and his sister, and his weird dreams as well. As I said, the first third of the movie is pretty good until the lore starts unfolding. This kind of story is always better when not much is revealed. Mystery is much scarier than even animatronics themselves. Speaking of animatronics, they look good. All night scenes at the pizzeria look good. There is some decent cinematography and interesting 80s style visuals there as well. And work with sound didn't disappoint. The ending teases the sequel, which we will most likely see since the movie is gonna make some good bank. But with all due respect, I cannot say it's a good movie. It's not a good horror, it has a lot of questionable decisions, though it had potential obviously. If I were to write the script, I would certainly focus more on Mike vs animatronic stuff, and keep the whole lore out of the movie. The movie should have been R-rated too, it could have been more similar to above mentioned VHS types. Then it could be a real horror, this is how I see it at least. As usual, it was I, Equestria Guy, and see you again.